The Don, I owe you an apology. When we spoke about our most anticipated games of 2023, this was on your list. And then Tuesday came, the time where the deluxe edition players can play early access for 3 days. And you said, damn it, Pleasa, this looks good. And I still didn't believe it. I said, okay, Don, whatever. And then Steam started breaking more records. People are like, wow, this looks good. It's impressive on a technical standpoint and on a gameplay standpoint. Downloaded the game on the spot, played it, and I am sorry. You were absolutely right. From the moment that game started, I felt the next gen graphics. I play on balanced mode, which is the 120 hertz container, raising the frame rate from 30 to about 45 or something along those lines. And that game looks so good. I was like, wow, this is impressive. The animations are impressive.
When they show the trailers, they do not do this game justice. The game in motion on your TV in your living room looks significantly better than those trailers ever showed.
100% agreed. Absolutely. I was watching this game in real time and I was shocked. It's unlike anything I saw in the trailers in the hands-on. The story hooked me from the beginning. First few seconds, you're like, oh my goodness, this looks so good. It plays so well. I'm stuck. And I'm still right now mad that I'm not playing the game. Like I want to go back and play because I'm still thinking about the first few hours and what I did.
When this game was first announced, me and Please in particular, not so much the Don, but we had no hope for this game. We had history on our side. Every Harry Potter game has been trash. So we assumed this was going to be trash. Now we're finding out that this game is proving a lot of people wrong. Now, when it comes to reviews, it's getting really solid reviews. Some trashy reviews. We're not going to get into the reasons why. However, the legitimate reviews, they're still not giving them super high scores. They're saying some things here and there that the game is missing or the game is lacking. Sometimes there's reviews that say the graphics, blah, blah, blah. But we've seen that's not true. Now, Don, and maybe please you can answer this too. What do you think is best about this game that the reviews are not saying?
When we spoke earlier today and we were going over some of these reviews, and one of them said you're constantly upgrading your equipment and your items that you receive because you find like hats and cloaks and gloves, so you're always getting better stuff. So you're always changing your clothes. And then it says, so you look crazy. But when this begins in the game, it tells you, hey, go over the thing, press X, and you can change the way it looks. Any clothes you have, you keep it, even if you sell it.
You're talking about transmog.
Yes, it has transmog, but it tells you once you can use it, like from the beginning of the game, it says, hey, transmog your clothes because you're going to look silly. So you make yourself in outfits. So the way I'm playing, I'm in Ravenclaw. I'm wearing the Ravenclaw special cloak and no hat, glasses, and I'm just walking around the school. But then when I leave the school to go on adventures, I put on the dark arts outfit with a mask and a cloak that it's like it has emotion on it. So like the clothes just move around and have the designs on it. And I'm going around like if I'm Tuxedo Mask or something doing these adventures. And then I come back to the school. Oh, I can't let people know I'm Tuxedo Mask. And I change back into the Ravenclaw uniform. So the thing about this game that I really enjoy that I find people don't talk about enough, when you interact with the other students, your classmates, you can help them do things like those are the side quests. But then when the side quest is over, you get a choice of whether you're going to scumbag them or just be the nice guy. So I've been the nice guy most of the time. That I think is really cool and people don't really talk about. That you can be a scumbag to your classmates. What about you, Pleasa? What do you think?
I do enjoy the RPG elements of it. It's taking some of the best stuff from the RPGs that we know and love. The Mass Effects, the choices of good and evil, Dragon Age, things like that, where you're really allowed to pick something and it's not just generically going to take you to the same route. I do enjoy that. I do enjoy that it lets you be good or evil and not just eyeing on the side of caution and saying, oh, everyone's good. Let's keep the story nice. It lets you be that choice or pick that choice, and I enjoy that. That's one of the pleasant surprises of Hogwarts Legacy for me. I was not expecting them to allow you to be good or evil. They mentioned it before. I didn't know or believe that it was going to be as intuitive as it was.
Yeah, because all they ever said before was that you can do dark arts. And it's like, so what? What does that mean? But you could be a scumbag, is what they really should have said. And unlike Mass Effect, like there's no morality meter or anything. It's literally just you're gonna make this choice and see what happens.
I like in the beginning when you're choosing your different houses and it's asking you these specific questions. It's asking you, "Hey, are you daring or are you lurking in the shadows like a scumbag?" Like it's pretty much guiding you towards if you want to be good or evil, and it's kind of giving you that little precursor and saying, "Hey, you might be able to get away with whatever you want, and the game won't steer you in any one direction." So I really enjoyed that. I'm running around, meeting all these characters. It looks like the characters have some life in them. They're not just generic NPCs like you usually see in these RPGs. Like you can tell the ones that have good animation and good art and names and proper dialogue, and you're like, okay, there's a handful of them. There's a good amount. And will you learn to care for them, or will they just be random generic NPCs that you never see again? That's what I'm looking forward to. But so far, the characters have life. Like, you know, you want to kind of get to know them. I hope they flesh them out a little more based off of what I played. I haven't played through the NPCs too much, or in terms of engaging with them too much, but man, this game looks good, bro. It looks so good. Walking through Hogwarts looks amazing. The interactions look amazing. Just speaking to the NPCs, like
Have you been to Hogsmeade yet?
I have not. I have not.
So in Hogsmeade, there's NPCs all over the place. And as you walk by them, they're having conversations with each other. There was a point where I just stood there and I just listened for like 2 minutes, listening to two people talking. And the acting in that conversation was shockingly high for just random NPCs that are standing in the middle of the street. The talk of this game not having good voice acting, I think, is insane. Compared to other games of the same ilk, RPG, this is way better than most. It's way better than average.
I'm gonna ask you a question, Don. In your honest opinion, how much of the reviewers saying, you know, the ones that are giving it a little criticism, how much of it is the fact that a lot of people assumed the worst of this game, and it's pleasantly surprising all of us to a point where they're like, man, they just don't want to acknowledge that it is as good of a game as it is versus all of the controversy that's happening.
It's like 80 or 80%, I would think. Like they're looking for something to complain about.
From what I played, I see the production value, I see the graphical fidelity, and I see the gameplay. And I'm like, all of these things look and feel good. And from what I've been reading, it only gets more expansive. So I don't see, not to say that this is a perfect 10 game, you know, I haven't played through it enough to give it that, but I can see why the reviews are high. This game is a technical powerhouse.
This is the most immersive game I've played since the original Mass Effect. And that's how I'm playing this game. Nobody knows who you are. You're coming into the school late. You can see this ancient magic that only certain wizards in a certain generation can do. And everybody's like, how do you know all this stuff? And I'm just lying. And I'm like, I'm not telling you. They put a target on my back? No way.
So one of the criticisms that I've been seeing regularly from not only gamers, but from journalists as well, is the fact that they wished that they would have put some type of multiplayer in this game.
I don't think it needed multiplayer because of the way the story unfolds. It's very dialogue heavy. There's a lot of cutscenes when you're going in between the classes. When you're actually in the class, it's a cutscene. There's cutscenes going on. When you're brewing potions and things like that, it's like quick time events. You can't do these kind of things in a multiplayer game because you have to incorporate everybody who's playing it, or they're going to get bored, or they're not going to pay attention. You're going to get somebody who's going to want to skip it because they did it already, or, you know, situations like that. This game would not have worked, and it wouldn't have been as immersive as it is if it had multiplayer. This game is just so well done, and it's sad that it's getting dragged in a sense, because it's definitely that 85 on Metacritic. It's not right. Like it's such a disappointment. And this game is so good, it's so special. It has so much going for it. And people are just hating on it. They're really just hating on it. This is a legitimately incredible game that is so fun to play. It's so immersive. It's so engaging. They did a really good job with this game.
If you liked our content, mash that like button. And if you're new to the channel and want to see more content, hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching.